right, Tampa Bay Bucks, NFC South. I'm obviously the NFL media's biggest Bucks fan this offseason, apparently. I can't stop talking about them. I can't stop gassing them up. And one of the reasons is I am a massive fan of Kalijah Kancey, their defensive tackle. They're undersized 3-tech who can really rush the passer. 45 pressures as a rookie, 40 pressures last season. The guy can get after it. He's still only 24 years old. I think in year 3, I'm looking for a breakout season from him into a dominant sort of pass rusher. And if that's the case, they will be a 13-win team. Like if they have him, if they have Vita Vea, if you have Hassan Reddick, if you have, I'm blanking on the guy from Louisville's name at the moment here. That's also, I mean, you have Logan Hall going into year 4.
He's really good. Prisco.
Yeah, Diaby. You have all these guys. You have this loaded defensive line. If Kancey can be a dominant sort of 3-tech pass rusher, it's just this Bucs defense will be difficult to play against.
A lot of guys missing from the first OTAs for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Obviously, guys like Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Vita Vea, Tristan Wirfs, they were not present at the first day of OTAs. You know who else wasn't present? Hassan Reddick.
Classic.
Okay. First
He'll
off,
show up week 9. First
off, bravo. He's done it again.
Does he want a new contract again after just signing it?
With the way that this offense will put up points, Hassan Reddick will have opportunities to get pass protectors dog tired in that sticky, muggy Tampa Bay stadium. And I'll tell you what, as an offensive lineman, it's hard enough to block when when you have your wind, when you're beat, dead tired in the heat and the sun's shining and you start feeling sorry for yourself a little bit. Guys like Hassan Reddick become a nightmare, even more of a nightmare than they were when you were fresh. So I got Hassan Reddick being a huge part of it when he does show up. And obviously it's voluntary, so don't freak out. Hey, Majal, thank you for telling me it's optional. Thank you. I never miss, okay? Because you know what else they had there at these optional things? They had free meals. They had camaraderie, fraternity, brotherhood, strength training with some of the best strength coaches in the world, nutritional advice, shakes, you name it. You like to get in the sauna, the steam room, you like to go in the cold plunge? Well, all of it's right there at the facility. And I'm sure all these people on this list that I just named that have tons of bread, they've got that stuff at the house, so they don't need to go. But me, I didn't have that. So I went to the facility and I enjoyed being around my teammates. I liked watching football on the big screen, and I got to put the laser pointer on the screen. That was fun too. That's why you go. It's optional, but it's mandatory. Okay.
I'm trying to think if I would have been a guy. I probably would have gone. I mean,
you would have gone because you know what? At 12 o'clock when we leave the building, we go play golf.
Golf. I mean, I feel like that's when you ultimately stop playing sports. It's not necessarily the playing sports part that you miss. It's that other parts around playing sports that you end up missing, just hanging out with guys.
So that's the best part of the league. I do not miss playing football. I miss practicing every day and going through like the daily, the doldrums in November, December in Chicago when you're on a 3-13 team and you're out there still competing and you're lifting together. It's fun. I mean, it's the same reason you join a fraternity, but just your fraternity brothers are actually badasses in the NFL.
No fraternities in Notre Dame, can't relate, but I'm sure it would have been fun. All right, Atlanta Falcons. Michael Pace Jr. Yeah, it's the same reasons of all of these second-year quarterbacks. Just like we don't know what he is yet. That's why he's the most important.
Michael Penix's backup quarterback is wildly important because this is the team that could make a run. They could be 6-2. We look up and they're 6-2, 8-3, because Penix could really go off here in his second year. But then something, knock on wood, something could happen. He could break a shoelace, as a coach would say. And then we got to have the next guy up. Who's it going to be? Is it Kirk Cousins? What's the deal? What's your tertiary plan?
Carolina Panthers. I went with Tedero McMillan.
Yep.
I just think like they obviously are so reliant on him for a number one option in offense. I think watching Xavier Legette just as a rookie through his time in South Carolina, I think he could be a quality NFL wide receiver. I at no point see him being like a guy that you feature consistently. You know, he is a secondary, tertiary option that's like a downfield route runner. But if you're really trying to isolate him one-on-one and be like, oh, we see man coverage, I'm going that way, I just think like you will be disappointed more often than you would like for a number one wide receiver. Whereas T-Mac, he can be. So how quickly can he get acclimated to the NFL game? That's why he's the most important player for them.
Yeah, that relationship between quarterback and receiver is so important. And if you don't have a quarterback that has that real oozing of confidence and somebody that you can just latch on to, like, you know, one of those little fish on a shark, that's like a young receiver on a quarterback. I need Bryce Young to be the shark. So for me, it's going to be Bryce Young this year, because if he doesn't show up with that mentality, looking to improve on the things that he's already made leaps and bounds of improvement on, T-Mac will not have the same experience as rookie year.
New Orleans Saints, where we can go fast. Obviously, I don't think you could have the most important player in the world on this
Arch Manning.
Yeah, right. I mean, I do think it's Shuck, it's Rattler, it's whoever gets the quarterback job. But outside of that,
the O-line, how does that O-line reshuffle going to look?
I'm very interested in that. That obviously, I think there's potential for a house of a run blocking offensive line. Like, this could be a very, very good running game with Kellen Moore, who obviously just presided over one of the best running games of all time in Philadelphia. So I am excited to see what that looks like, but I don't think, however good it is, I don't think it'll matter too much for the Saints team.